Good afternoon. It's once again Friday. Friday. The eagle flies on Friday. Saturday, I go out to play. Sunday, I go to church and kneel down on my knees and pray. Well, that's one of the old goodies. They call it Stormy Monday. Tuesday's just as bad. Wednesday's a little worse. And Thursday's also sad. But the eagle flies on Friday. Well, we've had in our country, it's always good to be with you. It's always good to listen to what it is that you've got to say. And I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in and all of our viewers for viewing in. It seems like we are talking about the SOS. Same old stuff. We had one of the most vicious massacres earlier this week that one could imagine. I mean, how do you stock up, go and hold up in a hotel room, and shoot people down like they were sitting ducks? But yet that happened. And, there are those who moan and groan all the time. And we talk about the inner city, and I'm not suggesting that the inner city is not bad. But I am suggesting that this is something we are experiencing that goes beyond gang turf. Or it goes beyond who's going to control this dope spot. It goes beyond just the manifestation of the law of the jungle for individuals in our urban centers. There is something poisonous in the air. And of course, we always invite our viewers to weigh in and let us know what's on your mind. The number is 312-738-1060. Caller, you want to go right ahead? Yes, caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. You're looking spiffy once again, Congressman. Listen, 51 people were killed, and that's a shame. There's been a few other massacres here in the United States. They're all goofy and crazy. But let me tell you something. You'll never hear about the 700 people that are shot to death here in Chicago. I'm wondering why they make a big deal. Is it because the guy was white? Or they're so used here in Chicago of people getting killed, 500, 700 people a year, that they just don't care anymore. Because it's a shame that all the people we have in office for the last 15, 20 years, and nothing has changed. It sure hasn't changed for the best. It only changes for the worse. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. And we've got other callers out there who want to tell us what's on your mind. I mean, what could you imagine drives an individual to do this? But just as importantly, or perhaps more so, what is it about these automatic and semi-automatic weapons in the hands of people who should not have them that some members of Congress do not understand? Caller, you there? Yes.
Hey, Danny.
Okay, how
How's it
you
going,
doing?
Danny? Good to hear you. Now, long time no see and hear.
All right. Well, we're still around, trying to do our best.
That's good. I was going to comment about that Vegas situation. Now, was that all premeditated by a group, or how these people getting their hands on these weaponry like that? They have so much, strict background limitations. You know what I'm saying? Since the government is not letting people like me, you know, making it harder for me to get weaponry like that. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Well, background checks are something that we've been talking about and suggesting that anybody able to get this kind of weaponry, there should be a background check. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not enough either. I don't think these weapons should be allowed in the hands of anybody that is not in the military and serving on military duty. I can't think of any reason that other people, even law enforcement authorities, why we would need that kind of weaponry to apprehend and bring people in who are wanted for crime. So I'm for getting rid of them. RID, RID, RID. And I'm delighted to entertain callers this evening. Also, let me mention the fact that the big sugar tax issue is going to be up for a vote on Tuesday. And I think people are primed, and I agree with people who don't want to see their monies used unnecessarily. I think taxation is the price that we pay for living in a civilized society. And I think each and every individual has a right to make determinations about what they think is fair. But I do believe and I hope that the Cook County Board will find a way, even if they get rid of the sugar tax, even if they decide that it's not the way. I certainly hope that they will find a way to keep the health services in place that we have come to expect. Now, I know there are those who say that every government has a big bloated budget, that budgets are too high and they could be streamlined. Well, I don't doubt that some of that is true, but I do want to make sure that after all is said and done, that sick people in this county will know that they have a place to go so that they can get the health care that they need and that they so richly deserve. We are debating, of course, now, and we've just voted on it, a federal budget, which, of course, I voted against. And I voted against it because I am of the opinion that we put too much emphasis on defense and foreign kinds of things and not enough emphasis on domestic programs, and not enough emphasis on collecting from the top 1% in this country what they could afford in the way of income taxes to pay for the services that we need, ought to have, and must have. So if you've got a point you want to make relative to this, just go ahead and give us a call at 312-738-1060. We are delighted to take your call. Also, Tuesday is the big day, and nobody knows what might happen. But we've been hearing all day long that different county board members are taking different positions. And it seems as though more and more of them are saying that they are not going to vote for the sugar tax. We'll just have to wait and see. And we will wait and see. And we will know when the time comes. But I think in addition to just what others are talking about, what's your position on it? And you can go ahead, give us a call, and caller, you're there.
Yes, Congressman, and it's a great day to be on God's green earth. And you reminded me of something back in the day that when I heard Lou Ross sing that song at the Regal Theater, it was a wonderful poet, you know. I mean, what he said is still holding true. Now, getting to the main topic, I think, would be we always need to take care of home first. We must. It's things on God's green earth that we must learn how to do. And that four-letter word is must. M-U-S-T. There's no doubt about it. It's something that you need to do. Now, our president is making things so kind of tough for us. We're going to have to watch defense. We're going to have to really be smart about this, because this man here might make things come from all sides. I mean, there's no telling where the trouble might come from. But in the meantime, we must take care of our people. There are many sick people running around, not able to get their medication. There's many people that not have affordable time to get to a doctor. And another thing, I think it should be mandatory. Every person on God's green earth needs to be on somebody's chair at least 2 or 3 times. It might could pick out something before it ever happened, because it's getting to a point. It's getting ridiculous, and it just get worse. You mentioned something earlier about the gangbangers. Well, the gangbangers, we shoot up each other over here, but not too many of our people sit up and think, well, let me go up and get a room and just start shooting at a bunch of people for no apparent reason at all. That's another thing. And the people that normally do that is the people that have some money. So, I mean, it's a small opinion, but it's something to start at.
Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
If we took the guns away, even if people had the idea and the thought of doing this, would it help us if they couldn't get a gun?
Well, that's my firm belief, that we don't need guns. Only people that need the guns are the military and people such as that. But again, let's go back to the cave days. They took stones and sticks and killed dinosaurs and other people. Well, that might be a little bit better than having that kind of firepower that people have. Human beings, regular human beings, don't need all of that kind of stuff. I know
It
you
would
need.
take them longer to do it.
Yeah, and another thing, you can at least see the people coming to you.
Yes,
But,
indeed.
with this other way, it's wrong. Listen, I hate to take the show from you, but I want to just say this to you. You must be a heck of a man. I feel you in a day that how many people come and want to tell you something, or the people that want to ask you for something. Listen, that means you're a hell of a good man. God gave you this for us to have. So listen, don't never get tired. Just keep on doing what you're doing. People calling you such as Danny, put a little prop to it. Put that handle, Congressman. Listen, you have a great day, safe day, man. And let me get off the phone so I can hear your comment.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
Okay.
much. I appreciate your comments, and we'll go right to the phone and take
Yes,
our next caller.
yes, good evening. And thank you so much for being here for us. We have to understand, we have to move away from sit down and shut up. We have to understand that we have to help parents. I don't care whether it's the male or the female. We have to help one another. We have to understand that our kids is a product of who we are. Things we watch, things we say. Right now, the movie industry is making money off of all the negativities. All they show is shooting. There's no love shown at all. You can't even sit down as a family and watch television together. It's too much copying. They're making money off of our policemen who they talk about is bad. All the policemen is bad. All the politicians is bad. But yet still, this is what the movie hounds are making money off. And we need to stop opening our doors right here in the city of Chicago for all the movie makers. Thank you very much and have a wonderful, blessed weekend.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your comment. It is true that our society, in many ways, promotes violence. There's an old saying that people live what they learn, and they learn what they live. And so if they see all of this violence in the public arena, many of them will get ideas from that, and they will carry out or try to carry out those ideas. Someone mentioned earlier that we needed more mental health centers and more mental health therapists or mental health workers so that it would be considered normal for an individual to go and see a therapist or for an individual to go and have some dialogue and talk out these things that he or she might be feeling. And I guess in reality, we can't always control the behavior of other people, but we can control how we react and how we respond to it. And so I would hope that these lessons that we're learning, that somehow or another we will muster up enough courage and enough interest to make a full court press on getting rid of automatic weapons and getting these automatic and semi-automatic weapons. I saw those guns, photographs that the gentleman used. And it was as if he was preparing for the Battle of the Bulge or the Alamo or something, Pork Chop Hill, because he was well fortified, planning his activities very carefully, and then putting them into action by shooting and killing and maiming all of these people. So what do? We do everything that we can. One thing I hope that we don't do is give up. We have to keep believing that there is the possibility of our society becoming the kind of world that we want to live in. Somebody mentioned love. I was someplace earlier today, and a person said that darkness cannot stamp out darkness, that it takes light to stamp out darkness. I think Dr. Martin Luther King said that at one point. Also, somebody said that hate cannot stamp out hate. It takes love to do that. And so if we would try as individuals and as members of our society to practice love more than hate, to practice help more than hurt, to try to be a buddy and not a bully, then I believe that things will get better. Well, I didn't intend to be on a soapbox, not preaching to you, but just all things are possible if you only believe. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll see you next Friday.